Hi guys, what's going on? This is Namkraft and welcome to this is Starcraft English commentary. Let's welcome you back to another guaranteed to be epic game. This is gonna be the fight between Shuttle and Soulkey, a rematch. You saw the previous game that was cast on my channel, and that was just a preview of the big amazing thing that's gonna be coming here. This game is guaranteed to be epic, and let's see if Soulkey is gonna be able to easily trounce Shuttle, or Shuttle has found a new reason to live, a new raison d'être, as they say in French. This is going to be played on a brand new map, Knockout. This map will be used in the upcoming season of ASL. This is what the map looks like. Shadow is going to be located at the bottom left in the brown color, and Soulkey is going to be located at the top right in the red color. What are the specificities of this map? Well, you have this expansion that is connected to your main base with through to this ramp, and it's got 2 mineral patches similar to various maps that you have. Was it Deja Vu, right? Or Polestar, I think. Wow. Well, there's a lot of maps that have those kind of double mineral patches. And then there's going to be a kind of a trench right outside of your expansion. So that is a nice feature of this map. Looks like we will have this probe coming out for very, very early scouting from Shuttle. He's going to be going for 12th Nexus. Nope, he's not. He's gotta be going for a fort. So he wants to go and scout early, because if he is lucky, he will find enemy going for 12 hatchery. In which case, Shadow is gonna be able to actually go and put a pylon and a cannon behind the mineral line. But behind this, we're seeing that Soulkey coming out with a nice spawning pool first. So I think Soulkey is gonna have just enough time, and he's gonna be having no problem at all. But now the fact is that Shadow is located very far from Soulkey. And by the way, many of you have said it, actually, regardless of what is the build order, if the Zerg player is far from the Protoss player, it benefits the Zerg player. And you have said that it will help the Zerg player expand a little bit easier. That probe is taking way too much luck, man. Attacking those drones like that, they could easily turn around and attack. But it looks like Soulkey did not want to disrupt the mining pattern of those two drones. So, anyways, if you're a Zerg player or if you're a Protoss player or whatever, if you're good, just let me know in the comments. Does it really make a difference where you spawned? Does the build order matter more than where you spawn? Well, I guess. Forget about some map specificities like Dominator, where you spawned in a bad location compared to your enemy, and you're just going to be completely disadvantaged in terms of drops. So if you're spawning close to your enemy, if you're a Zerg player and the enemy is a Protoss player, does it give you a little bit of a worse odds to win the game overall? So I'd like to know a little bit more about the reason for that. But anyhow, this time around, the Zerglings from Soulkey would not be able to get inside of Shadow's main base, so that is a really good start. By the way, I'd like to start to thank some of my fans who have supported me in the last 30 days, and you can access this video via a private playlist. So let me just quickly show you their names. Well, guess where are their names? Their names are right here at the top right corner of the screen. You can see them already. Mr. C Goblin and Mr. Wang. And do I have their photo? I guess I don't want to show their photo today. I guess you've seen them quite a few times already. So Mr. Wang and Mr. C Goblin, thanks for your support. Looks like the scouting probe has been sniped. And we shall see how these players are going to be reacting now. 3 hatchery down, and usually around this time, the Zerg player could think about going for 3 hatch hydras. But Soulkey is not a 3 hatch hydras person. Queen is a 3 hatch hydras person. Soulkey likes to go for mutualist micro. I mean, recently, in the last 2 years or so, not even that, in the last 1 year or so, I've seen Soulkey perfecting, and he's been honing, and he's finally perfected his mutualist micro skills, especially going out to pick up high templates and stuff like that. So he's been so good with that, and he's a lot better than some other players. Maybe one player who's shown very nice mutualist micro skill might be Jaedong. Jaedong is, of course, a very aggressive player, and that drone is waiting to put down the spire. Very interesting that the lair has been put at Soulkey's expansion. I guess it just want to Soulkey just want to fool the scouting probe, because the scouting probe was in the main when it was killed, and there was no lair or anything like that in the main, no hydra or anything like that. So that's gonna be something to keep in mind here. And behind this, Shuttle is gonna apply a bit of pressure. He wants to make sure the Zerglings are getting made from Soulkey. And indeed, Soulkey is going. What are those units? Are those drones? There may be a pair of Zerglings, maybe a pair of drones. I'm not so sure. Maybe just drones moving towards the 1 o'clock position. But it feels like Soulkey kind of got away with not making too many Zerglings. And he's gonna make a bit more in the main. But of course, he's not investing into Zergling with speed, so he's gonna have enough money and gas. Well, enough money to make another extractor, and then eventually enough gas to go for mutual harassment. Really try the same strategy that he did in that first game that we saw. But if you've not seen that other game between Shuttle and Soulkey, go and check out the link in the description. There's going to be the link to the previous game in the playlist. This Corsair comes out and he's going to be completely spotted by the Zerling. There's an overlord here. There's an overlord all the way down here at near the 6 o'clock position. And there's possibly an overlord here as well. So let's see if the Corsair will find it. For now, it's going to check in the main. But it looks like the spire is completed. The spire is completed. And that is going to be signal for the Corsair to retreat. Yeah, he sees the spire. He's going to retreat. He saw an additional hatchery. He could suspect that there might be another hatchery at the 12 o'clock position. Are we seeing Scourges made from the 12 o'clock position? Because usually this is the base that is closest to us, the Protoss main. So you do want to make the Scourges from there. And looks like there's going to be a little bit of pushing luck here from Shuttle. He's trying to get this overlord before retreating, and he's going to be able to retreat safely, I think. 4 Zealots have started to move across the map now. So that's going to be slightly dangerous. A Dark Templar and some Zealots on the field. So let's see what is going to be the response here from Soulkey. Soulkey has gotten away with not making too many Zerglings, but now he's got to make some Sunkens to defend against. He's going to make one at the 12 o'clock position. He's going to make one at his main. And Mutuals have morphed as well. So same build, almost identical build to the first game between Shuttle and Soulkey. These Zealots are checking out this decision. And Dark Templar spotted these 4 Mutuals very nicely. And so that is one advantage of going for fast Dark Templar. You can actually scout as well. And there is a Sunken, so that Dark Templar is going to have to retreat. It takes a hit relief from the Sunken. It's going to back up here. The Corsairs will have +1 weapon soon, but until then, you have to kind of survive this Mutualist harassment. There are about 5 Mutualists with 4 Scourges. That's a lot. And for Corsairs, the cannon will not complete on time. I don't believe so. The Mutuals is going to start to dive in right now. The Corsairs are trying to check them out. Good attack. And where are the Scourges? They're going to dive in. Looks like the cannons is not yet done, but at the last minute, the Mutuals will back up. The game will go on from there. I want to see what kind of upgrades Soulkey is going to be going for. I guess he might go for Mutualist upgrade again, but this third gas is not yet being mined here. So that's going to be an interesting way that Soulkey is trying to optimize his production. He's not using all of the 3 geysers like the first game between him and Shuttle. He went for the 3 geysers and he upgraded the Mutualists heavily. This time around, okay, now he's going to start to go and mine the 3rd geyser here. We have a Dodge which is just being very annoying with this hatchery, and it's going to back up, so the game will continue to go from there. There's another overlord to spot, and Mutualists will see that Dodge is going to have to run very quickly, and it does escape for the timing. 8-minute mark of the game. Supply-wise, Shuttle is 90 and Soulkey is 76, and Shuttle is in a much better spot compared to the previous game. Dark Templar spotting nicely again. There's 6 Mutualists. The Corsair is going to come out. I think they have possibly +1 at this point. Attacking and getting how many Scourges? Getting 2 Scourges. And driving those units back is a good idea. I think the Dark Templar might have died somewhere on this map. But anyways, there's going to be a surround from the backside. Corsair is going to try to hide. And going for that overlord dive is possibly a mistake, because now they're going to get completely cornered. 7 Corsairs have to go and hide in the corner. It's going to try to attack against the Scourge. That is a bad mistake. Losing 2 Corsair already, and Hydras are coming out. It's going to be attacked from the back. Excuse me. And the Corsair have to spread themselves out now, because they were all for to Mutualist attack at the last minute. Excuse me, there are still 3 Corsairs. No, there are 2 and there are 1, and there are going to be 0 after this battle is over. That was terrible engagements. I feel like Shuttle once again is showing his usual weakness. You know, he's just bad decision making, bad micro, and just not cutting enough. The Mutualist is gonna dive in now. We have 3 Dragoons are gonna try to come out. We have Hydras that is getting ready to attack. Behind this, there are going to be some Scourges supporting, and Soulkey is going to be growing his supply a little bit here. The cannon's going to be falling. Good storm, and Scourges coming here to try to find any kind of Corsairs, but there aren't any. I don't even know if Shadow is remaking any Corsairs. He's got +1 on the Corsairs, so it would be a nice idea to actually go and remake them. But it looks like he's not remaking any Corsairs. He's going to be mainly for the ground, going for the ground army. And he's got a sizable amount of Dragoons now. 108 supply for Shuttle. Soulkey's got 99. Looks like there's going to be some mutualists parked in the corner here, driving in. There's about 7 or 8 mutualists. And looks like behind this Shuttle will not be paying attention. He's busy attacking the front. Mutualists dive in. There's only a single cannon. There's a High Templar with enough storm to go for the attack. The probes are running away, and that's a terrible location to actually attack. The mutualists see the cannon's going to come down. Dragoons, what are you doing? And there's going to be another storm that just hits all of the wrong units, and the mutualists are still here. There are very, very few probes remaining. The cannon gets sniped. Another storm, and that is a terrible storm. Looks like Shadow's got 1 probe. 2 probes remaining after that battle. That was so insane. And now he's going to have to back up here, and Shadow doesn't even have enough money to expand. I mean, I have to reveal to you guys, this is the reason why I picked this game, because of that one hilarious engagement between Shadow and Soulkey. Anyhow, there is going to be more attacks coming through here. Let's see what is going to be Shadow's plan. He's got a sizable army, though. He's not yet expanding. Keep in mind, we do see some scenarios in which the Protoss has 2 bases and the Zerg has 4 bases, and the Protoss is allowed to triumph because the Zerg doesn't have enough military. I mean, he's got some economy, but he's not allowed to go up to the military to actually support that economy. But anyways, looks like Protoss is on the low ground, but there's going to be some storm. That is a great storm. High Templars are going to be very, very careful here. Looks like the Hydras are not allowed to find the High Templars, and now looks like the Hydras get pushed back. The Sankas are not coming in fast enough, and Shadow might be doing it. He's pushing hard. He's coming through, and everyone in the ground, including Flash, is being completely appalled by this attack by Shadow. It was insanely crazy that it works. Another storm that is going to push Shadow back supply-wise. Shadow down to 76. Soulkey down to 76 and Shadow 102. And everyone is going wild in the studio, if there's ever a studio. Behind this, keep in mind that Shadow has not yet expanded. He just got some armies, and that's it. He kills a hatchery. He pushes enemy supply down very hard. There could be another storm at some point in the future. We have to have some reinforcement coming from the main base. Of course, this might work, but keep in mind that Shadow is still on 2 bases and Soulkey is on 3. Even if Soulkey loses a hatchery, he still has enough to cover. Maybe not. Hydras reinforcement from the back. There are 3 storms, 3 Hydras getting ready. The Archon is being, of course, very, very useful as well. Dragoon's gonna cross this this trench here. The moment you are behind the trench, you are gonna be having advantage, high ground advantage. There's gonna be another storm. Shadow is waiting at the right moment to cast the storm. Drones are running around trying to out micro the Zealots, but Dragoon's in the backside attacking. And if this 104, it's gonna be insane. Shadow is doing it. Remember the one game Shadow and another Zerg player, I'm not so sure who it was, and I was underestimating Shadow, and at the last minute I had to apologize to Shadow, well, not in person but just online, because I kind of underestimated him and I didn't respect him. And looks like Shadow is showing to us why he was ASL seasoned 1 champion 16 centuries ago. GG from Soulkey. This game gets a 2-star from me. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye bye.